Why is... Oh, there it goes. It was showing me the thumbnail as opposed to being
Yes. And after 29
the
years
regular
as the
thing.
world's
Oh, I can hear your TV. Hey, Rainbow made it. Hello, help. What the heck was that? I my chat bot thing just did a lorem ipsum thing in my ear for no apparent reason. But at least I know it's working. So yeah. Hey, we got like 4 people already. That's pretty cool. Am I coming through real quiet again? It looks like my meter is like not very high, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll try tweaking it. We'll see what we can do. Is this any better? Hello, hello, check, check, check. The bar is a bit higher, I guess, so I guess that's good. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and we have this bag that I've started here. We're going to try joining some more pieces onto it and seeing kind of how far we can get today. I'm not even sure what we'll accomplish, but we're going to give it a shot. I am joined tonight by my lovely wife, Mandy, and I have to join these two pieces over here together before I go with the big piece that's off to the left. You can't really see the one off to the left because the chat's sort of in the way, but it's one, two, three, four, five pieces versus this is two pieces. So yeah, hang on, let me throw on some glasses so I can see what I'm doing here. See, almost grabbed the wrong string there. That would have messed this up good. So how are you, Rainbow? How has your week been? Hey, hey, Phil made it, and somehow he's already broken the robot. Great. Okay, so now it's the dark. Okay, so it's light red, dark red. So I have a funny story about earlier in the week. The other day I was coming home. I had been out for the day. I was coming home, and I get over to the edge of the car park or parking lot if you're American. I get to the edge, and all of a sudden I see. I guess the best way to describe it is a teenage chicken. It's not like a small little baby, but it's not also the big size hen. Um, and this should be a sign that maybe I'm just not a good video person. Um, this this chicken starts following me, and it's like chasing me across the parking lot. And my first thought was not to go ahead and get a video of this that I could share with everybody. No, 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 that would be too awesome. No, I get my wife on WhatsApp in a video call and show her a chicken following me across all around the parking lot. It was the cutest little thing. It looked like it just wanted somebody to tell it where to go. When I stopped for a little bit, it was like, okay, kind of preened itself a little bit and kind of was chilled out. But yeah, I was followed by a chicken. It was the weirdest thing ever. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is yeah, I'm joining two. Yeah, it depends on the bracelets, but yeah, it's just putting the two next to each other and joining. Like, yeah, this this join was this way. The next one is going to have like an arrowhead going for the join area. It's so much. It can be different and stuff, and you have to. Hey, well, all right, good for you. Nice to see my Newtcraft made it. So it might be hard to tell, but I'm joining this one, which is everything that leans to the right, with this one, which is a downward motion one. All these loops all have different, well, the one over to the left of this that we're going to join it to next is also a down. So we're kind of alternating the down ones. This is this is seriously going to be a very interesting bag. Like I have no doubt in my mind that when this thing is finished, it'll be one of those ones that people get like confused by and stuff. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I keep double checking to make sure that I'm doing it right. The rows are kind of small. So there's different zigzag patterns that you can do. And zigzags joined together become arrowheads. In case you didn't know that, that's kind of a thing. But so this particular zigzag, I've always referred to as a 5-3 because in the areas where it's not coming together or doing anything else, where it's just out and zigzagging, there's 5 knots going in one direction, and then it bounces back to where it came from for 3 and keeps doing that, just 5-3, 5-3. So that's like how I differentiate one versus something else. Um, I don't know if anybody else actually even does it or thinks about it like that, but it's because there's other ones you could have it bounce back for 2, and it changes the way that the arrowhead would look and the way that comes together. There's endless amounts of ways that you can join that. Yeah, I have a Discord because I wanted to make it so that way people who, let's say you have a bracelet that you're like, maybe you got it as a gift a long time ago and you can't figure out how to make the pattern. Like I have to have Discord to be able to have the pictures sent to me without like giving away too much information. Like I guess you could use email, but I kind of hate giving out email because then like bots seem to get a hold of it. And I'm really bad at responding to emails. In fact, I had a chance to have an upgrade to the hobby fair that's going on in a couple weeks. I could have had my booth updated to a better location and stuff. All I had to do was respond to an email, but I didn't know that the whole thing was in my email. So kind of bummed out. Oh, cool. Yeah, so I do a lot of beginner stuff with bracelets and like breaking down designs and like finding stuff for beginners. Um, but what I'm working on here tonight is not very beginner at all. It's kind of big. It's how many strings was it? 32 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
256.
256. I don't know why that's wasn't easy for me to remember. I should know that from computers, right? So once I get all the way across the other side of this piece that we've joined, you're going to see me join another piece in a completely different way. Again, this one gets so complicated. I I was shocked when I discovered that I could mix and match these various pieces and that they would all come together and that they would all work in their very own special way. Just that rides through the streets, it's like marionettes swaying to the symphony. Um, so most of it all falls into either it's a zigzag or a arrowhead. So those that would be the two things. Like the segment I'm working on right now, it's just 5 to the right and 3 to the left, just a zigzag. But what I'm about to hook it to is to an arrowhead that's downwards facing. And so like this zigzag is just gonna kind of, yeah. Give me a second. Well, when I set up to join the two, I'll make it so you can kind of see more of what's going on here. I've only got a couple more rows on this. Because yeah, this whole thing is, and it's really early on this whole project, so it's a little hard to kind of see like where it's going because there's not enough uh, already put together to really show the picture of what's happening. Like that will all come soon. Oh, there's a link in the description. If you check out, there's a couple of videos there. One where I was like making the pattern, and then the epiphany that came later on that said that I could like hook these things up in all different kinds of ways. And that was kind of an interesting discovery. Like, yeah, they all look like they start the same. What happens if, and the next thing I know, I'm creating something monstrous. All right, so that's as far as that one can go. So now you take this clip off and slide this over here. So, oh, it's caught on my charger. Hang on. All right. So like this is just zigzagging, and like this is an arrowhead coming down, and then this is just a zigzag, and this is an arrowhead coming down. And I'm going to put this arrowhead together with this zigzag, and it'll end up making an arrowhead coming upwards. So there'll be one coming down here, and then an upwards one on either side of it. So the way that this one joined was because this has got like these long fives coming down going to the right. So this just was a continuation of that. So these ones just joined with the row continuing, but this one's going to join with them coming in kind of angularly, like a diamond. So that's what I was saying. Like the how they join really has a lot to do with the kind of pattern that's going on. Most of the time, you would be, if you're joining bracelets together, most of the time it would be like taking and doubling a pattern's width, and like that just kind of adds a little row down the center. But that doesn't necessarily have to be the way you do it. I've made ones where like two completely different bracelets get joined. It makes an extra row, so you have to kind of allow for that. But as long as you keep the strings of one to one side and the strings to the other side, you can make it look like they're just two bracelets, but they're one solid piece, which that's pretty neat. Like that made for some cool designs. Okay, so now it's the lightest red There's like two reds. It's like 666 and 606 are the two reds here. They're really, really close to each other. So I have to like be really careful to not get the wrong one in order. So it's kind of weird because they're like the zigzag ones. They're so wide. It's 16 colors or 32 strings. Because it's so wide, like for anything to really kind of happen or anything, to change on the whole overall, it's yeah. In order for anything to happen, it's like these long swatches of just going one direction or the other, with the exception of like these little spaces where like these ones are kind of awfully fiddly. But yeah, it's something else. It's going to be a gorgeous bag. There's no question about that. That it's going to be really fascinating. Um, but it's going to take a couple more weeks at least before we really see a lot of the pattern shining through. Like the longer it gets, the more mesmerizing it will become. So there's the diamond. So that's the top of upward arrow thing. So that means this next one here just comes down two spaces because that's three, one, two, and the third one is three. And then we have to kind of follow that across until we get to the middle of this diamond. Okay, right on. So yeah, if you haven't gotten to arrowheads and stuff yet, you're like really, really beginning. And that's fine. That's we all started somewhere. Um, this one uses what I call zigzag knots. And it's zigzag because like so here this knot is to the right and to the right, and that's kind of normal. But then the next one is this one is to the right, and then it changes and comes to the left, and that allows it to be able to make the zigzag. Like without that kind of knot, you wouldn't be able to do it. So right on, Rainbow. But yeah, the zigzag knots are a little bit harder, and I don't recommend for like necessarily beginners, but at some point you're going to have to kind of learn them because a lot of the designs and stuff use it. I would probably do something like an easier pattern um, that that uses like just a few of them. Well, my new craft, you're doing an arrowhead that's even harder than this one. This is the easiest of the arrowheads. What you're working on is nightmare fuel for me. Yeah, it is really pretty. It does this pattern is really kind of fascinating. Right on. It's too bad you're not a member because my YouTube members get to access my videos early, and I just did some patterns that would be really good for a beginner, where there's very few zigzag knots, but the pattern itself is really, really pretty. But there's very few times that you actually have to use it. Most of the time, it's really straight, real beginner friendly. I can show you one of them. I got one within reach, like this pattern. It's it's really pretty. It's fun. It's, you know, really kind of decorative or whatever, but it's actually kind of beginner friendly at the same time. The only time you have to worry about the zigzag knots are at the corners where it changes direction. But that won't come out until October. That's when my web page will have the pattern, as well as the YouTube video will come out in October, because I make a lot of videos way in advance. Yeah, that's in boxes to be organized. I haven't made the web pages for those yet. That's why those are kind of out of reach at the moment. I thought about pulling one of those. Um, but yeah, that's I've got like a pile of string on my lap trying to sort which ones are from which side. Getting that out of all discombobulated would be bad, I think. Oh, thank you. So now I have like multiple choices. I can do the segment here where bringing this in, or I could bring these back this way, which would also work. Let me just put in this little area here first. Discombobulated, yes. Yes, it is. Sweet, were you here to hear the story about the chicken and how disappointing I am as a video guy? Really, I can't believe I streamed it instead of videotaping it. I could have just shown her the video, and I could have shown everybody the video. Oh, right on. Yeah, craziest thing, man. It followed. No, I streamed it with Mandy. I let her watch it in real time because that was my first thought. Like, somebody's got to see this, and I knew that she was at home, and I might as well just let her see that I'm basically almost home myself. But it followed me across the whole parking lot. It was so cute. Is it? I'm sure that my knowledge of the word discombobulated had to come from my mom. My mom was British and loved big words. I don't know if there's a combobulated, like discombobulated kind is out of order, but is there a combobulated? And yet Singaporeans don't seem to like words that are precise. They call all different forms of shrimp prawns, even if it's very clearly that they are not. They're shrimp. Or calling all kinds of, like, they call sliders slippers, but slippers are what you wear in the evening, like, around the house,
It is
inside
a
the
mini
house.
burger.
Ah, yeah. What did you say, hon?
Sliders and mini burgers.
Yes. But what would you know of a White Castle?
I know what you're talking about now that we have one.
Yeah, White Castle was the home of the sliders.
Also, we have Singlish, which is the most precise language ever.
Uh, there is no language that has difference for the different kinds of spatulas, so everybody fails. There's a spatula that's used for getting the last of the mayo out of the jar, and there's a spatula for flipping pancakes, and they are not at all the same. So why is there not a different word for each one? I don't know, but it bugs me. Well, English has a few words that work for all kinds of stuff. I'm not sure if I keep repeating that word again and again, I'd probably get demonetized. So I'll, yep, yep. Is it weird that I read that as two different words? All right, I'm going to bring this down. Oh, right on. Yeah, I think me coming from the Detroit area, we too had a lot of different names for all the various forms of weather. Yeah. Wait, did I share that one with you where it said the guy walks into a bar with a newt on his shoulder, and the bartender says, "Wow, that's so cool. What a neat pet. What's his name?" He says, "His name's Tiny." So why'd you name him Tiny? He says, because he's my newt." The joke that was too good to not be shared. Oh, so today is the 14th day of the lunar month, which means a whole
Seventh,
bunch of people
seventh
are,
lunar month.
huh? The seventh lunar month. Yeah. That has a lot of people out burning stuff because hungry ghosts and whatever craziness out there. So air quality around here kind of sucks. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess there's some, I don't know, like discord between some people think that it should be burned on the 15th. Some think it should be burned on the 14th. Some people just sort of do it both just to be safe, I guess, because they're not sure. I don't know, but it gets pretty smoky around here. Wow, how big of a spider would it be to give you a jump scare? I think the only spiders we have are the little jumping kind. So if there was a jump scare, it'd be them doing the jumping. All right. Wait, daddy long legs are a spider.
Mm-hmm. Well, then arachnid. They're not specifically a spider.
Maybe you guys have different daddy long legs than we had because I'm sure the daddy long legs we had were spiders. Mind you, I've never seen one here. So in case anybody's wondering, I am not looking at a pattern to do this. It's all just either based on previous knowledge or the fact that I've just, I've done arrowheads to death. It's one of my favorite patterns. It's kind of simple, but I could see where it's like not exactly beginner friendly. Ooh,
Barbecue?
barbecues. Yeah. Somebody's got the good grubs. Ah, yeah. trying to picture a Singaporean living in HDB. How are they going to barbecue? Unless they go to the pits in the common area, you'd have to like what wheel it out to the lift lobby, take it down the lift, and bring it out to the parking lot or something.
I did it once, long time ago.
Who did what?
We did it in the corridor.
Oh yeah, we did it at a park, you and I, but that was the little tin foily kind, not like an
Hmm.
actual big ass real barbecue grill or anything fun.
Hmm. And most Singaporeans they just do the Korean barbecue thing, the tabletop.
Right. Yeah, I would imagine that would be rough. Okay. Oh, I did a video on how to make bookmarks where you don't have strings at the top of them. You should check out that video. That was those make really cool looking ones. It actually starts with the same kind of diamond like a regular bracelet, but there's no loop at the top of it. So it looks really, really bookmark like intentional. This is the row where it's just like free. Awesome. I've got some aloe vera cactuses growing in the bedroom that they just don't die. I forget them, I neglect them periodically, think, oh, I should water them, and then do, and they're like climbing out of the flower pots, like up the windows, and I have no idea how they can survive all the neglect. Yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of videos on how to make tubes that would help as well. Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can find the bookmark one. Yep, I found it. Where's the... There you go. There's a link for you to watch later on. So yeah, when you're ready to dive into a bag, maybe the the smaller ones like the chapstick holders, that kind of stuff are pretty cool. Um, but I almost think that like if there's a particular pattern that you're really, really good at, then you can probably dive into a small bag pretty easily. It's just the first step is getting to know a pattern well. The second step is knowing how to join the pattern to make it twice as wide. Right? So if you can join two together, then that's no different from being able to join 8 or 10 or 12 together. And once you get enough going around to make the size of the bag you want, it just works. Yeah, those are kind of tiny and fiddly. Like my first bag was like 12 loops of a 16 string bracelet. Um, and it turned out to be like a reasonable size to be able to carry stuff. And it was easy to work on because it was the pattern that I like know inside and out. It's I have a tattoo of that pattern. Um, so yeah, like that was for me, that was like what where I was really comfortable with start. I was so undecided on like it how the thing would actually turn out. Like my confidence was so low that I did it with Daiso string because that was the cheapest string available. Got some Beastie Boys on the radio here. Yeah, I would definitely if you're like thinking about making a bag too, I would definitely like make sure that you're super comfortable with whatever pattern you're choosing. Like it has to be something that's simple that you're not going to get because there's a lot of string in a project like this one here. There's so much string. I would hate to be the cause for like a lot of string going to waste because yeah, it's a challenge. But yeah, definitely keep us posted. That's part of the Discord too, like being able to show your works in progress and let everybody kind of see what you're up to making. Okay, cool. Oh, there you go. I just saw. Yep. Ooh, I'm not familiar. Like I don't. So there's a mainstream of bracelet makers from that are like on one of two camps. Either they really like Bracelet Book or they like friendshipbracelets.net. And I'm sort of the out there where I'm kind of not on either one of those camps. I have my own webpage. I have my own ideas and whatever. So, although I do use friendshipbracelets.net periodically for like inspirations and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of what I would think too. Oh, that's kind of neat. Um, you should take a look over on AKAAWOL.com and take a look at my patterns and see if that makes a difference. Because my patterns are different from what the other guys use. They're like, they're better grouped. You can, for me personally, I can't use the other pages bracelets other than as inspiration because the the way that my patterns are set up are just like so much easier. It's you can see like the overall what the thing will look like, and then you can kind of zoom in and see which string is going underneath and which one's going over top, and so that way you can really like make sure that you're following it correctly. Right, right. Yeah, it's kind of like not being a painter when all you've done is paint by numbers. I get it. Right. Yeah, I do a lot of videos where like I kind of show like how can make out the patterns, and then kind of then I follow it with a video of me actually making the bracelet. Typically, the making the bracelet part is sped up so that we don't have to deal with the whole hour or more of me actually tying the knots. But if you're interested in like having it at this speed, then there's the live streams, and there's the members. The member get I do like live streams during the week. Like this week, I'm doing it on Monday and Thursday. I'll be live streaming, which will be either me making some projects for videos or other behind the scenes stuff. I have no idea. I'm not haven't gotten that far yet. I think well, I know there's a pattern that I want to try. I'll have to worry about that at some point. Okay, so now I can't really bring this road down because I need the diamond here to be able to build this part out in order to do it. But we have nothing over here. So now it's a matter of sliding this down here. Stuff. Binder clips. Binder clips are the greatest thing a bracelet person can have because they just hold everything really, really well. Yeah. And then if you can add in an easel just for making it super convenient. Yeah. I would have to have Mandy get the things off my book bag, which is sitting up on my weight bench. I could actually show you some charm-ish things. You want to do that for me, honey?
Be right back.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I've got keychains as well, but they're all packed up for the hobby fair. What happened to my music? Yeesh. So these are small tubes where basically I think this is one, two, three bracelets joined together going making a circle. And this one has chapstick in it. And then this one was just joining strings together until I got it to the right size, which can also hold a chapstick, but in this case, it's got the Vicks inhaler. And I have this carabiner to be able to throw it onto my backpack and keep these things around. So yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. If you're going to do that, you probably want to get started soon because some of these projects can actually take a while to do. Yeah. And then when you get to a certain level where you're getting really good, go check out last November's video. I did a whole month of making Christmas ornaments out of knots. So that's kind of a thing too. Yeah. It was last November. I spent the entire month coming up with 12 ornaments of Christmas. Funny thing was that I was starting them like in December of that year, but I set all the videos to release in November. So like only the YouTube members could like actually see the videos in advance. It was pretty neat. Right on, right on. Yeah, you should check those out. Some are kind of not too difficult. Like if you can make a bracelet and you can join four bracelets together to become an ornament, that might be a pretty fun Christmas gift. People will definitely appreciate the fact that if they fall off the tree, they can't break, and that you can, if you do it right, you can actually run it through a washing machine if necessary to get them cleaned up, ready for the next year. Oh yeah, I did lanterns for Chinese New Year's. I've made a lot of stuff. Like periodically, I think of myself as just like making bracelets. But like when people start pointing out like the pillows and the wall hanging and like, yeah, I have made a lot of things. Like I have throw pillows on the couch, which those are pretty big. So I think I'm going to have to join the two ends of this in order to progress further. Just sort of how it's going to work, I guess. But I need to find the right size piece to put in between. So that's going to take a minute. Oh, Phil, are you still there? It turns out now, if I want to send something, if I wanted to give a gift of a bracelet to anybody like in the U.S., it's 149, 159,
59
49, $149,
Sing do- 159 Sing dollars.
159 Sing dollars, yeah. 159 Singapore dollars to send it, which is like 120, $130 US just to send it. And then that doesn't even cover if there's the tariff charges. Yeah. Yeah, it's completely insane. Um yeah. Although the courts just ruled that him willy-nilly throwing in tariffs on everybody was illegal, but that has to go through the court systems. It's gone through the lower court to an upper court, and now they're expecting it to go to the Supreme Court to have them weigh in to say if it was. If it turns out that the Supreme Court says no, he couldn't do it, then maybe they come down. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but yeah, it's completely a mess, and yeah. All right, so that's how this all going to come together. So I need. Hang on, let's see if the one I used last spit. Oh, it will. Okay, so now it's kind of facing backwards, so that way I can wrap this around and wrap this around, and all right. Yeah, but I think, I'm not sure, but I think if the Supreme Court says he can't, then there's nothing, like they just can take down whatever's in place because yeah. All right, so this. Hang on, I've got a bunch of string down here by my lap. Hang on, let me just bring out the strings I'm likely to be working with. There to there, and slide all the rest off to the side over a hook. Yeah. So now I have a lot of string facing me and stuff. But yeah. Yeah. That's ooh. I gotta take out some knots. I didn't make a mistake here today. This is from before when I put together this one piece. I was right that the color comes down, but it's supposed to come down from the next one over, not from here. And if I didn't fix this, there'd be two of the same color running next to each other. And it kind of makes sense. This was towards the beginning. Right. Yeah, I'm an American living in Singapore. I have the definite feeling like it's terrible, it's awful, but what could I do? And I've heard that people are getting their phones checked at the airports, and if they find things that they don't like, they're not letting people in. And I'm pretty sure that I've been vocal enough that I probably would be in that category of not being allowed to go back in, which is really difficult for me to consider. Like, I'm an American, why would I not be welcome at home? But yeah, yeah. Like, honestly, if I was to want to take Mandy to the US, um, I would go without a phone, no matter how useful and whatever it might be to have one, or just a complete burner that has like nothing on it. So you got to see me join a piece together, and now you're getting the I've wrapped it around and turned the whole thing into a great big cylinder and joining another part together. What socials? I don't have any. What are you talking about? Yeah, I would seriously play dumb. So now we have to create a social media profile that is, you know, like it's oblivious to world events. just that way we, that's insane. Yeah, that was the whole thing about this. Like that was why I wanted to show that like these different patterns all turn into something amazing. Yeah, so we should start working on our BS profiles now. So we have lots of pictures and stuff. Nah, I can skip going to America. I really don't care. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. If anything, I'd want to take Mandy to would be to Disneyland. But beyond that, doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm keeping my Facebook. I got rid of X, but I'm keeping Facebook just because it's interesting. Got lots of photos and stuff. Yeah, Minute Craft, you're right. That would be kind of fun. Something neither of us have done. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm exactly missing it though. Not a lot of them, but like things like It's a Small World, and I don't know if they've got the Tiki Bird one. But that was really fun. Like where you go inside and all the birds talk and sing. They're all like mechanical whatevers. Like that's pretty fun. Oh, cool. But like the It's a Small World. It's like a little boat ride. And the boat just sort of like floats along, and you go by a bunch of dancing marionettes all singing It's a Small World, while I will plant this like earworm in that like never quite goes away, no matter how long it's been since you've been to Disney World. So now it's going to start getting weird where I have to make decisions about which direction to go in next and where to go with the whole thing. And it's going to get a little bit crazy. I'm trying to think like, okay, so It's a Small World. The Pirates of the Caribbean, that was another one that's just a little boat ride. Sit in a boat, go past all of the mechanical whatevers. The haunted house one is sort of like that. The haunted house one starts out where you're kind of like walking around and they do some trippy stuff to freak you out, and then you get into like a little cart that kind of goes around. It's slow, um, but you'll see yourself in a mirror with a ghost sitting next to you. It's really creepy and fun. So this arrowhead is going upwards, and the two on either side of it are going downwards. And then We got this zigzag over here going off to the right. Yeah, this is definitely got a lot of stuff going on in a small space. Yeah, but it's fun. Like spooky haunted houses and cool stuff, man. You have to understand, this is stuff like that I love. I want to show you the things that I think are really neato. So now I'm the 8-year-old, apparently.
Oh, that was a given. We known that already. Hey, I haven't bought candy in a really long time, damn it. Possibly since last Halloween when I was it last Halloween that I had to get the candy corn so I could make a video? Didn't you get
Or was that
didn't
the
you
year
get
before that?
jelly beans recently?
No. Wanted to. Yeah, Hershey pies or we've got these moon cakes coming out this time of year, which are nice and fattening, really yummy. Lotus paste things that are
Don't think
full
you're
of
getting those at Disney World.
calorie bombs. What's that?
Don't think you're finding those at Disney World.
No. Pepsi Zero Sugar. I've Oh wow. I've been watching this gal about the glucose stuff. I'm sure that's a glucose spike for sure. Doesn't Japan also have like robotic animatronic things that kind of walk around pulling carts? The cart is actually like the battery power supply, but the animal like kind of walks around and I don't know if it uses AI or whatever, but like doesn't run over people. Seems pretty cool. Oh, I did buy some candy a while back. It wasn't jelly beans. It was in the States they're called sweeties. Little fizzy sugar things in a tube. I got those at mini not Miniso. The other Japanese store. What the heck is it? Oh yeah, I had those things, like the little fizzy candies. Now I want some of those. Right. Well, technically, so do I. Singapore is seriously about the tourists. And it's kind of funny the different seasons for like different nationalities. You can kind of tell like the the ones that are trying to get away from the cold. There's that. And then there's the ones who come here in the summer months because that's when their kids are out of school or whatever. And like some of the places I hang out at, I like, what the hell's with all these Americans around here? Oh yeah, I'm kind of adding to that, aren't I? I kind of forget the fact that like, you know, there is some similarities. But I feel like I'm on my own home turf. So I have a lot of string in these colors left over in case any of these strings run too short and I have to replace them. And that's a very serious possibility because I don't know how big I'm going to make the bag overall. Um, but I also don't know how I'm going to end it. And that's like a serious thing right there. Like, I don't know how this one comes to an end. Whatever it does, it'll be interesting. But I was thinking of trying to bring it out to 4 diamonds and then just tying those together. But I'm not sure how to determine where those diamonds begin and how they come into play. Kinda. It's going to be intense, let's just say. Well, it's planned. It's just not completely planned. Like I've got pieces of pattern I could use to map it out if necessary. I didn't really think we were going to join the two ends of this today, that we were just going to add on the pieces, but then like the way that the one sided sort of ended kind of made it like it wasn't really going to work out. I would have to like kind of fake a little bit of a row or something. But now that it's joined, I can kind of just attack it the way that I'm going to have to do for the whole rest of this, which it's basically look where the next area is and do it. And each segment will sort of unlock the next segment. Which is pretty cool. It's still kind of, I was thinking like, is this now ready for like photos for Discord? And I think not, because you can barely kind of tell what it's doing. I don't know. Maybe if we get a lot done tonight, maybe I'll change my mind. I'm definitely getting a lot more accomplished than I thought I would. That's kind of cool. Do we have enough people to play the puzzle game? Do we want to play the puzzle game? It just seems like not the same without string things being here. Yeah, right on. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just going to get more and more mesmerizing as it goes along, as it kind of like it's developing like a photo or something, right? Like I said, when I was first putting together the patterns, I did not realize that they could interchange as easily as they do. And then there was sort of like this epiphany moment, and I started putting them together. And I did a video, like it took me hours to make like 3 minutes of video. Um, but yeah, it turned out really cool. It kind of shows what I've done here, how I took different bracelet patterns and kind of mashed them together in various ways, kind of changed it up a bit. Come on. In a moment here, I'm going to have to rotate this around so I can get to more on the left hand side. I can't really do anything with what's over here yet. I need this area over on the left to unlock that. All right. Kind of need to shift things now. Let's see if that's enough. The loops are made from uh, kumihumo braids, which is a Japanese style of braiding that uses these little foam disc things with like lots of little slots in it. I can show you what they look like. I have a strap for this one. So Mandy made the straps, but it makes like a rope by shifting strings up and down to make the braid. So that's all the loops of this thing are made out of that. Oh yeah. There's not a lot of people use it for this purpose, but thank you. Yeah, not a lot of people use it for this purpose. I do because I think it gives it an extra level of awesomeness to even just the smallest bracelets. If the loop looks amazing, that might be just the difference between, somebody buying the bracelet or not. Right. Yeah, these are pretty big kumis as well because there's like 32 strands of floss going into it because my strings are all doubled because that makes it easier to add string if I run out. If it, takes more than what I started with. Yeah, exactly. Some oomph. Need to have that oomph. Some pizzazz. How's that for a fun word? I'm kind of thinking this bag might end up being my own and not for sale, but I haven't decided yet. Like, just because it's so interesting, I think it'd be fun to like use it for something. I just have to figure out if I can find like a practical use for it because I'd like to be able to show it off a lot. Because it's definitely like a huge accomplishment over like not knowing before like these patterns could like join the way they do, and yeah, I really like it. Uh, have a good one, Minute. After I bring this area over here, I could kind of come down more, but I think I'm going to shift it around again and try to like level it out. Maybe if we get it leveled, I could do a cool photo thing with it. This is some old school jams now. the length of like the road just to come across one area seems so great, but it's such a simple. I'm just doing a bunch of left knots until the last one, and then it goes left right. It's so easy to do, and it's so mesmerizing just to keep doing the same things. Like I don't have to concentrate really hard. The pattern's just making itself. Yeah. All that over to the side, rotate it around again. Might actually level it out. We might actually. Another one of those really, really wide rows or segments or whatever you want to call it.
Two hours later.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, we do this every Saturday, and like I said, like if you want to become a member on YouTube, you can like join in for like the other bits or like making bracelets live. So yeah. Yeah, and if I can help you with figuring out how to make a big project, let me know. That's understandable. Well, yeah, I can still help you out, through the Discord or whatever, but there you go. I'm wondering if this, when I finish up this little segment over here, if this is going to make the whole thing leveled off flat. I'm going to spin it around to see. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Saturdays, it's nighttime for me, but it seems to work out pretty cool. Got a few people from America, get some people from Europe and stuff. All right, you have a good one. Yeah, it's for me it's almost like a like meditation. I have ADHD, so the act of tying a lot of knots keeps me kind of focused and it just works somehow. Now the curiosity thing, find out where we kind of are with this. It's kind of flat. Hang on. Oh. Here through here. So like there's a little spot here that's just a little bit lower. So I'm going to bring that around before we start into the going beyond this point. I love the fact that there's 16 different colors in this. It's kind of what really makes this whole thing work is the fact that there's so many colors. Also looks like I have a spice over here that needs doing. See, if I get it nice and flat, I can put it on a plate and spin it for a video. That would be kind of cool to show where we're at progress wise. But it's going to take some work to get it flat. So. Oh, shoot. I forgot to tell everybody that tomorrow is the hangout.
So hang on, everybody.
Wonder where Phil went. Probably munching on some
Barbecue.
good barbecue stuffs. I got a question about the grill because in my mind, there's one kind of grill that surpasses them all. You know you're gonna get some good barbecue if it's that kind. So is this just a Weber grill, or is this one of those big barrels that's been cut in half and thrown some hinges on it, kind of Detroit style? I knew a guy who had the barrel that had it rigged up on some wheels. He could tow it behind his truck. That was it. That was.
Oh, what's Detroit? Burn. Yeah. I don't know, man. Some of the best barbecues I had were in Detroit, and they were big old, like 55-gallon barrels cut in half. Like you see that barrel, you knew you were in for some good, good cooking. Got your 40s in a little brown paper bag. Right. I guess that was inevitable. Yeah, I guess a lot of the barrels started getting made out of uh, out of plastic, so they probably didn't have like the barrels for chopping up no more. Oh, it's just a small area. What? How's that work? Like to tell you when they're up to temperature or something? Damn, get out of the country for a few dozen years and or a dozen years and stuff gets all weird. What does the Bluetooth do? Mind you, I got a washing machine that sends me notifications to let me know when it's done. And for all those people who are like, I don't want smart things in my house telling me whatever. Like, you guys don't know what it's like to have ADHD. Forget that you're even doing laundry. Just to have a notification to come up and let you know to get that out before it starts getting all ripe and smelly in there is one of the greatest things ever. Ooh. Okay, so how fancy is your girl? You got that Bluetooth stuff? Yeah, I think that's how my washing machine lets me know that it's done, is it's Wi-Fi. I really don't care if it contacts South Korea and tells them that it's briefs and not boxers, you know. Oh, maybe you can answer a question for me, Phil. I'm thinking about having some like a home server or something. Right. Um, I want to be able to back up a bunch of stuff on my computer. I was thinking about getting a something built to hold stuff. Um, but I kind of don't know much about that. I saw a video where this gal did it. She said that it could be as small of a computer as like a Raspberry Pi, but maybe I want a little bit better than that. I don't know. I just want to be able to network a bunch of stuff and just back up my computer. Yeah, so where do I find such a thing? The last one I had was made by Seagate, and somehow the Windows 11 and stuff wouldn't talk to it anymore. It had some kind of old security whatever, and suddenly now it's like nope, totally wouldn't play with the new standards or anything. I kind of want to avoid that if possible. I want it to be able to be upgradable if necessary. Like I'm thinking something that starts out with like 2 discs, and then like if uh if necessary has room for like more, like maybe up to 8 or something. Like that would be cool. All right. Tan.
Cool. What on earth is that? What is it, Rainbow? I don't think I've seen anything quite like it. Oh, wow. Okay, that's hard to imagine how that came about.
I imagine the mom was the Papillon. I hope.
I don't know because I can't imagine a Papillon having a German Shepherd growing inside. I'm kind of hoping the German Shepherd was the mom, just for the sake of like. Otherwise, I'm imagining you almost need a C-section because
Well, it's a small dog. All of that dog fits on one step. That's a that's a Papillon size dog.
yeah. I'm just
With the
I don't know, man. Determination.
Peps are tenacious little things.
Yeah. In this scenario we're cooking up here, I'm suddenly picturing him as he becomes a father, strutting around like he was the biggest dog around. I wonder what the bark is like.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if it has that deep voice or my buddy, I didn't have a whole lot of friends in elementary school, but I did make one friend, and I went over to his house, and um, all I knew is that he lived at the one house with the big red door, and I went over there one day to play because it like invited or whatever. I ring the doorbell, and I hear this deep woof woof, like just sounded like they must have like a master or something gigantic. And they open the door, and I don't see a big dog. I'm expecting something to come lunging at me, and then I get another bark, and I look down, and something just a little bit taller than my ankles is looking up, and it was crazy. It
AWOL,
was so
you have to get to Bikini Bottom and help Sandy. She got her strings in a bunch again.
it was a Datsun.
Yeah, because they have the deep chest of a big dog.
Right. It was the most intimidating bark from a little teeny tiny dog. I could punt it and it would end up on my foot like a slipper. So yeah, if this little thing could end up with a big bark. Yeah. It was loud and deep and terrifying sounding. I want to just do a little bit more of this. I know it's already one. I heard the SpongeBob. Have you ever seen the pictures of corgis that are mixed with other animals? No matter what you mix a corgi with, it ends up looking like the other animal, but with stubby legs. You mix it with a German Shepherd, it looks just like a German Shepherd, but with little stubby legs. Or a Husky has all the colors and markings and everything of a Husky, but with little stubby legs. They are the cutest things ever. I could picture that. That'd be cute. Yeah, I was worried about the fact that the longer this one gets, the more the pattern shows, the better it will look. Oh, that face. Oh my God. That is got to be the cutest. That face doesn't, it just doesn't belong in that body. It's such a big old face. He looks like he's got the drippy jowls too. A dog that as soon as it takes a drink, you got to chase it around with a towel.
Or like, what was the um? Was it a lab or retriever or golden retriever that learned to wipe after drinking?
The which one? Oh, oh, I remember that. It was a golden.
It's a golden, right?
It would towel its mouth off after it was done. Yeah. That was the goodest boy ever. Yeah, this dog had a water bowl, and then next to it, like where the food bowl would be, was like a towel sort of stretched across the hole somehow. And the dog would take a drink of the water and then dab its mouth on the towel all by himself. Like, I don't know how it was taught or how it figured it out, but whatever it was both practical and super cute.
I found it. Shared it to WhatsApp.
How did you find it?
Google
Oh,
golden
I thought
retriever wipe mouth after drinking.
it was in Reddit, right?
I found it on YouTube.
Huh. Right on. Relatable. Hey, that's my line. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up after I finish this little row here. Only a couple more to go. I will be around potentially earlier tomorrow if anybody wants to join the Hangouts. Tomorrow is pretty much just doing web pages and other work around here that needs doing. Plus, I want to find out how to delete video games that I'm done with off my computer. I have some research to do. Yeah, I'm really liking this. I really love how, like, the colors here goes from the dark purple up to the blue, but then you go from the dark purple here across to the dark purple over here, like fade through a whole big sections. It changes so much depending on which direction these things were, and I love that. This is making me very, very happy. Cool. Alrighty, I'm gonna put this thing up in my gecko free zone. Oh, I got a picture of a gecko yesterday morning. That's going to be part of that sticker. I got to work on that tomorrow as well. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, guys.
You got a photo of a gecko. You couldn't get a video of the chicken.
I know, right? I had to sneak up on the gecko. The chicken was following me. I was too distracted by a following chicken. That's the first time in my life I've ever had a chicken try to chase me. You know, that's new. I know what to do next time. If there's a next time. I don't foresee a lot of chickens chasing me. It might have been a once in a lifetime experience. But yeah, I need to work on my video skills. All right, guys, it's been fun. Wait, where's the thing? Oh, here it is. Thanks to all my YouTube members who make this stuff possible. Their contribution has gotten me all this string to work with. And yeah, I really honestly thank each and every single one of you guys. It was fun. No, it was a nice chicken. He just got lost and wanted to follow somebody bigger to safety. No, it's a good chicken. All right, guys, have a good one. And don't get your strings in a bunch.